Johnny,
we got to do it.
we got to do it, man. It's another MCU entry has hit theaters. We have Thor: Love and Thunder, the fourth entry into the Thor franchise. Johnny, you are fresh off the movie theater seats. You saw this film. What did you think?
First of all, I told you I'm never missing a Marvel movie to open the weekend ever again. So I stuck to that, even fresh off of vacation.
Wow.
So I'm just throw that out there.
Respect.
Right? I've been seeing the rumblings, man. I've been seeing the rumblings. A lot of y'all been calling this shit trash. A lot of y'all, majority of y'all been calling this shit trash. I thought it was entertaining, but I can see why some people will call it trash. I can see.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. What did you think?
I share your sentiment of it being entertaining. And that's pretty much where it goes.
Okay.
It's entertaining. Decent film. Decent. Nothing that is going to shake up the MCU timeline. Nothing like catastrophic in that way. And I mean a good way, right? I just think the movie is okay. If you want to use the word mid, we can talk about that too.
Yeah.
But it's just okay. Now, we're going to stick to this film because I have a lot of bars to get off about something else.
Okay.
The MCU at large.
Gotcha.
We'll get to that.
Gotcha.
So, the fourth entry, same Taika Waititi doing his thing with this film. You have Christian Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, look. Gets the blood boil.
Right. Natalie Portman. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I enjoyed this film. It was very entertaining. Like, I really, the bad things I have to say about the film are merely nitpicks. I don't think that the film is like horrible, right? But this is my overall thinking. This would have been better served if it was Thor 2, just off of the love story situation. Because it's like she takes, 2 movies off? Was she in Thor Dark World?
She wasn't Thor the Dark World.
Oh, okay.
So Thor 1, he went to Earth. That's where they met. Thor 2 took her to Asgard. He met her mother, all that shit.
Okay, never mind. I've seen 2, but I haven't seen it once. So
that's fine. That Dark Elves, it was a dark time.
Yeah, it was.
We
nasty.
don't really talk about that.
We don't do that.
We don't do that here.
But I was like, maybe I don't know. Like it was written well. Like I don't really have too many gripes. I think that this film falls into the traditional superhero trope. Okay, what do you think about Gore the God Butcher? I don't want to start just going all over the place. What do you think about the villain?
I was so excited to see this villain only because he was a god killer. Like that. Well, first of all, he was a god killer. Second of all, it's Christian Bale. You had to bring me into this mind space that Christian Bale plays great villains. I had to sit and think about that. Shit make perfect sense, right? So with Christian Bale playing Gore the God Butcher, it's like, okay, this should be fire. They didn't do enough around him. The opening of the movie, we understood his motivation for why he did what he was doing in the movie, right? Cool. But that was it. He only showed up to actually do some shit. We got no other backstory for him. And I absolutely hated that. Because I felt this villain had the potential to be top 5 villain in the MCU, and they completely fumbled that shit. Completely.
I agree.
And that's my biggest gripe with this movie. That's my biggest gripe.
Okay. Yeah, because Christian Bale is like a real life villain, so I think that's why it's so easy for him to be all maniacal and shit like that. But yeah, the villain was just okay. I felt like watching this film, he never had the upper hand like that. I know you lose in the end. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The only time I felt like he had the upper hand is when he initially got Stormbreaker. That was it. Even when he was using that shit,
that was only for a split second. But it just felt like that was.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
He never gave me the feel that he was going to win. He didn't give me enough of like I'm fucking shit up. Like if he snuck into Omnipotent City or something like that, and fucked up like that would have probably gave me a little bit more. But he didn't do that.
Fucking Jane Foster was fucking him up in New Asgard, like toward the beginning. Like, and not saying that's a bad thing, but like show him having the upper hand at some point.
I don't think he ever really had the upper hand. Okay. Natalie Portman is Jane Foster. What do you think about the mighty Thor being introduced into this film?
Okay, so I feel like the only reason she was written into this movie is because we had to somehow give Thor closure on Jane Foster. Thor 2 was the last time we actually saw her physically in any of the MCU movies, right? Mm-hmm. But she had been alluded to every time we saw Thor. Yeah. In Ragnarok, in Infinity War, I think in Endgame. Like, anytime we saw Thor, she was alluded to, right? Yeah. So I felt like they had to find a way to bring her back in to close out that story of Thor. Yeah. Because they did the flashback of everything Thor has been through in the MCU. Yeah. Mom dying, father dying, had to kill his sister he just met. Loki died 3 times. Like
their fake break. I mean, not their fake breakup, but the breakup we never saw on camera.
Had to explain that, right? Because we never got any details about that. Thor needed closure with Jane, so I feel like that's the only reason the Mighty Thor was written into this movie.
I can see that. Well, this is where the writing comes into play, right? Because when you see she had a terminal illness, I was like, oh. She becomes a villain she becomes a hero because of that, right? And then like they played on the sensibilities of that throughout the film. Nothing wrong with it. I just seen it coming a mile away. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's because I watch movies all the time, right? I just saw it. I was like, yeah, we're doing this. Okay, I guess. But I'm rolling. I think she did a good job. I think she did a decent job. Mm-hmm. Like Thor needed a love interest, hence I guess the name of the film, right? Like, and he did it. It was like it almost broke him in a way the first film did, right? And he needed to become worthy, and I guess his love and his struggle with that helped him become more worthier.
Worthy.
I don't know. Like, am I reaching with that point? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't think you're reaching, and. Again, I think Thor has had probably the worst arc out of like all the MCU, right? And we needed to find a way in order to get Thor to be happy again. So what better way than to have his long lost girlfriend come back, for him to actually tell her he loves her, for them to actually fight together, for her to basically die to save him so he can take care of Gore's daughter, which we'll get to in a second, because that's fucking nuts, right? Like, we had to find some way to redeem Thor or make him happier again. We saw him go through fucking depression in the Endgame. Like, we had to find a way to make Thor happy.
Yeah. And this is like, they're trying to make up for what happened with the Dark World, right? And this film, it does capture a lot of what Ragnarok provided. Mm-hmm. A lot of the laughs, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff seemed chaotic at points. So I was just like, "Hey, yo, it's a lot going on," but I'm rocking, right? And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. So it's just, hey, what are we doing? Like, are we trying to be comedic? Like, are we trying too hard?
I definitely thought that at times, but I don't know. Like, literally all the jokes throughout the movie, I thought them shit was funny. Yeah. Like all of them. Like, sometimes it felt like it was too many in a row, but for some reason it worked. I don't know. It worked for me. It worked, and I feel like that's what kept me intrigued by the movie.
But the thing about this film, which I do enjoy, it does kind of pull all those emotions and reactions out of you. It can be you can laugh, you can kind of feel like, oh wow, it's a lot going on, or you can kind of feel this heartbreak or this heart pain, like, you know what I'm saying. So it did a good job at that, and the pacing was pretty good. I don't know, I'm just not in love with the film like that. Same. But I think it's okay. Like,
same. And this is almost how I felt about Multiverse of Madness, but this movie, I feel like this movie is better than Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, it actually is. And then like we get the crossover with the Guardians. Cool. Like I enjoyed them for the 10 minutes they was in the film.
But even that, like, was it really necessary? Like, I understand he flew off with them at the end of Endgame, but
every Marvel film is gonna have crossover from now until the end of time for eternity, right?
I see. My man's. I love it. I love it
for eternity,
which is also crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so okay. I feel like there were very subtle hints or callbacks to other Phase 4 movies and the TV shows. Like the room where he had to open that door for eternity.
Mm-hmm.
It was all of those other, like the Living Tribunal, all of those other beings in there. Like we saw glimpses of them in Multiverse of Madness when they went through all 22 of those multiverses.
Yeah, I
feel like we saw a piece of that in Moon Knight, and even the whole thing with like the gods and how the gods have worshipers and all that. That was a theme in Moon Knight as well, like with avatars and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think they wanted to kind of show that eternity had like I don't know, like status over those other guys, because like you see these four, but eternity's at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then you had to do something special in order to open the door to actually get to eternity, so you can make your wish and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, I'm like, did he have to kill all the guys for this? Like, I didn't see the parallels in like killing gods to get this wish.
See, I think he wanted to kill all the gods, right? Because when he actually met the god that he worshipped, the god was trash, right?
Yeah.
So end up killing him. So he wanted to kill all the gods. The best way to do that is to get to eternity and just wish all the gods were dead. So that's what he was trying to do to get to eternity.
Oh, okay.
But when he actually got there,
he wished for his daughter back.
He's like, okay, I understand the concept of love now, and maybe love is more powerful and blah blah blah, all that shit. So,
he was not here for that, clearly.
Come on, man.
Okay, so what do you think about Russell Crowe's appearance as Zeus?
I thought he played Zeus well. Like, I didn't expect all the guys to be assholes. I really didn't.
Every
that shit was
single
crazy.
One of them are assholes.
Like, he mentioned the orgy. I was like,
he's like, you're not coming to the orgy. I was like, yo,
like, fam, what kind of shit? I thought this shit was great. Oh yeah, I loved it.
I love when you get the dramatic actors coming in and showing their comedic timing.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen Russell Crowe be funny in that way. So, and he wasn't being like trying to be funny. It was just him being him. Okay, play within the film. What do you think about that coming back?
I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought it was great because that was from Ragnarok. Yeah,
play within the film.
I thought that was dope. And then what's my girl name? Melissa McCarthy. I wasn't expecting that. That shit was fun.
Yeah. And then they asked King Valkyrie if they could do a play about what's going on right now. They was like, I didn't hear it. No.
Right. All right. Let's. They came up with a name on the spot and everything.
Yeah.
Like that shit was great.
What do you think about the What do you think about the LGBTQ references in this film? That probably would have got it banned across these.
And see, we just talked about this like a week or two ago, right?
We ain't heard nothing about this being banned.
Not a thing.
But, okay, what do you think? And then I'll give my 2 cents.
At some point, all right, man. Like, I get it, but for real?
Like, these were literally nothing. It was just shows of slight affection.
That's it.
Like, a rock and a rock holding hands
under
lava making a baby, right? I'm like, okay. And then Tessa Thompson's beautiful. Like, she is so fine. The way she hit touched that white woman on the face, I said, Jesus. Now, did you notice something? Now, this is my perverse mind. Excuse me, right? They used her licking the sword in the trailer. I don't think I seen that in the film.
No, you know they be faking us out sometimes.
Damn, this what you fake me out on?
You know they be faking us out, man. You know.
When Tessa licked that sword, I said, "Ooh, Lord."
Look, he was ready.
I was ready for that, and they took that away from me.
That's why you got the trailer. You got the trailer.
I felt like
you go play it back.
I felt like it would have been. I felt like that scene would have been longer in the film.
I don't know. I got nothing for it.
Okay. Well, we have clearly been all over the place with this film, so I think we understand where how we feel about the film overall, what we think about each major character, what do you think about the post credit scenes?
Let's do the last one first. Jane Foster, she died in battle, so she was able to go to Valhalla. We get a glimpse of Idris Elba as Heimdall. Fire. Super fire.
I am so upset that we didn't mention his kid being like in this film. I thought that was so dope. The little boy.
Yes.
The little boy.
Super fire, right? And even like the final battle scene with all the kids where he like
that was dope. That was dope.
In the moment, in the beginning, I was like, oh no, I know all these kids ain't about to fight this shit. Like, that's trash. But when they got their powers and they was all doing all that shit, the little girl had the teddy bear. No, that was I was like, all right, I like this.
I'm not going to hate on
this. I like this. So the fact that his child was able to use the same like vision thing, so Thor could like actually talk to the kids. That was dope. That was cool. The fact that Jane Foster was able to go to Valhalla, because that was a running theme throughout the movie. Like a lot of people mention Valhalla, right? Yeah. So the fact that we actually got to see it, we got a glimpse of Heimdall, which I thought we would never see again. Like it was touching. It was beautiful, right? Yeah. Now for the mid credit scene, what did you think about? First of all, Zeus not dying. I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think he was dead.
I thought he was. I
didn't think he was dead. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like for you to kill Zeus and you don't have no payback for that. Like, ain't nobody come pull up on you immediately. Like, like the rest of the guys got to see you immediately. Because everybody knew you was going there. Like,
right.
Everybody knew where you was going. So I felt like
that's true. That is true. Like, yeah, they ain't
you just don't kill. You just don't kill the gods of all gods and don't have no retribution,
no retaliation,
nothing. All right.
Nah, that's crazy. All right, I'm okay.
I was like, nah, he ain't dead.
That's funny.
But just the reveal of Hercules now in the MCU, I was like, I don't really know what this means, because I didn't know that those actual Greek gods were like existed in the Marvel universe. Yeah. I know that a lot of our characters that we love are based on them, like in ways. But I didn't know that Zeus, Hercules.
Yeah, they exist in the comic universe.
It did nothing for me though. Like, I mean, it was like cool.
What I hope it doesn't mean is that there's going to be a Thor 5.
Oh, no.
Get this shit out of here.
Now, I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about MCU and beyond now, because we're here now. You don't give Thor this little girl and not give us another Thor, right? You don't have Hercules introduced as a possible villain for Thor and not have another Thor film. What, we gonna have Gods versus Avengers? Because the Avengers planning on fighting some other stuff. So, like, this is where the MCU is starting to split off. It seems like it's like this film has nothing to do with what Marvel like did with Doctor Strange. Nothing. Yeah. There's no tie-in. Yeah. There's no continuation. They're doing their own thing. Maybe when we get Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe there'll be some tie-in. Yeah. But for what we just saw and what Marvel's been doing with multiverses and things like that, this got nothing to do with.
Absolutely
nothing. That's where I'm like, I'm not saying that. Well, maybe I am. I feel like most films should have tie-in to the overall
theme of what's going on.
But this is literally a standalone film in that way,
with only subtle references to other things that have happened within Phase 4. Super subtle, right? I don't really know what the Hercules thing means either. I just hope that it doesn't mean another Thor movie. Like, we really got to get that out of here.
Listen, like, he is the only one that has had a 4-film run. Like, and his character, like, his contract ain't up. So
it definitely said Thor will return.
You finna get more Thor, my boy, and that means it's gonna be a. When you hit a pal with this, like, just prepare.
God, I hope not.
I'm actually here with you. Like, I'm not sure. Like, how can you squeeze another Thor film? But then again, you gave him a child.
They gonna turn
that fights with him.
They gonna turn that shit into Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's already there.
Oh my god,
it's already there, man.
Okay, so last question. Another movie entry into Phase 4.
That's all. I know where you're going. I want you to finish.
What do you think? What do you think about the current state and where we're at?
This is slightly better than Doctor Strange, but still, my feelings about Phase 4 are still the same.
Phase 4 though. Fuck out of here.
This ain't changed nothing.
Golly.
So we have to look forward to a Chadwick Boseman-less Black Panther.
Because that's the next MCU movie.
This is not like Marvel was trekking real good when we got into Black Panther. We was doing good when we pulled up to When we pulled up to Wakanda, it was forever, baby. We was up. We was up. But now, I don't know if we gonna be dashiki up for this one.
I said that back then. Even rest in peace to Chadwick. Even if Chadwick was still with us, I still don't think.
Chadwick couldn't save. Chadwick can't save what's going on in the MCU right now. Rest in peace to the God.
Facts.
But I just don't think.
I don't
like
see
this
it happening.
This is something else.
I don't see it happening. From what I've seen, we're getting Namor, the Submariner. We're also getting Ironheart, Riri Williams, who is the youngest, smartest person in the MCU apparently.
So her and Shuri gonna be catfighting pretty much, right?
I hope not. I don't want to see the black women fight.
Not. You know, I'm smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Catfight, not actual.
Oh, okay,
fighting.
got you. I'm cool. I'm with that. But again,
she a fancy MIT degree.
Right. That's funny. At 9, looking at us.
She gonna be mad.
No, but for real, we got to get Phase 4 out of here. And then now I'm wondering what the ending of Phase 4 is. Like,
is it
because
Fantastic
it's not going to be a Avengers movie.
It's a Fantastic Four film.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Because every time they've done the Phase 4 trailer and thing like that, they end with the 4, the Fantastic Four.
Gotcha.
4. So I think that's what, next year. Hey man, it's looking real dark.
It's real bleak, man.
For Black Panther, respectfully.
Man, that's November. We got 5 months for that? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm so sad because this shit has not been good.
We brought it to you here first, OS Game. We ain't really the biggest fans of Phase 4 MCU. It's just not it. Not it?
Nah, man.
OS Game, we have clearly reached the end of our docket. We appreciate you for rocking with us all the way to the end. Johnny, what do you have for the people?
For our YouTubers, again, we want to say thank you and welcome to all the new subscribers. We appreciate y'all. Check out all the previous content. We got new content coming every week.
Yes, sir.
Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the comment section. Let us know what y'all think about any of the topics we discussed today. We'll catch y'all next week.